There. Here we are.
Hey, man.
Hi.
Little Bear
So-
Hound.
Oh yeah.
Songs
Forget
I don't
about
like, right?
that. Songs I don't love. Yeah, our most
Songs I
popular
don't love,
song.
though. Great
Yeah.
song. Great song.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it. I love that
It's
whole
funny.
album. I love, and everybody let's go find Jay. It's Jay Schweitz for whatever reason on Spotify. J space SCHWEIZ, and listen to that stuff because it's going to change you. Okay.
Thanks.
Commercial done.
Thank
Now
you,
it's time
thank
for
you.
me to monologue. Okay.
Yeah.
Where was I? Okay.
Oh, wait,
Here's the deal.
do we want to wait for Craig? Do we want to talk about sodas
I'm not
first?
waiting for Craig.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
not wait. Craig, is he going to show up? We don't know. Okay. If he does, I'll catch him up.
Okay.
Christian nihilism, starting with everything is deconstructible. Okay. I can get people there. Okay. But, and again, this is something, the Christian nihilism is something that helped me personally. And so I thought maybe this could help other people if faith is becoming a challenge to them, or the faith as they were brought up. And it's pretty orthodox, a little orthodox. But basically, I was finding I could get people to I can explain. I could get people to that, but then inevitably I've said, okay, if everything is deconstructible, then why do you believe what you believe? And then I have to start unpacking what it is to believe. And believe obviously is a mini splendid thing. And so the ways that I've been breaking it down are, sort of hitting the obvious ones first. Craig uses this term, I'm not sure if he got from somewhere, called a plausibility mechanism. It's something that kind of fires off when something believable is set before you. And the way I really think about that is in two parts. There's obviously the intellectual aspect. When something makes logical sense, that fires off your plausibility mechanism, and you have intellectual belief. Okay, and the same plausibility mechanism, I think, is emotional belief. Maybe it's what Craig calls aesthetic belief, but I don't want to speak for him. But when you feel something is true, it just feels true. And I think both of those are good. But in the Epistle of James, you have James saying, well, you believe that God is one, even the demons believe and shudder. So you've got believe and shudder, that's intellectual and the emotional belief. And apparently it's not the whole caboodle, at least. And he goes in to say, faith without works is dead. And so then it seems like that the enactability makes the belief to some extent. That's what I call behavioral belief. And then I go down to what I call relational belief, which I think is somewhere in line with what Luke talks about, sometimes Luke Thompson, about all meaning being personal or relational. And that's the Lois and Eunice stuff that I like to bring up so much but it's when you observe other people living out something, and you're able to believe because of their life. You're able to believe because of their belief. Or their belief is what makes for your belief, even if it doesn't hit the plausibility mechanism. So there's four, I think: intellectual, emotional, behavioral, relational. And then I think there's belief that is self-evident. And this is the worst one to argue for, because it's unfalsifiable stuff. If you say everyone knows this, like, part of being human is knowing this. And I know this not in a way that I can account for. It's maybe like a priori knowledge of, I'm probably not using that term correctly. And then there's, I think, and this was one that Craig really argues with me about, but I think that there is volitional belief or belief that you choose, or you could say it's belief that you desire. I desire to believe this. And then I organize my life towards that belief. So I think all of those different, and then did you just have to, I think, I don't want to say just, I guess, a catch-all grab bag of everybody believes something because of their subjective collision of experiences probably too. And maybe that's experiential, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So anyway, those are the ways that I'm thinking about belief and furthering the Christian nihilism journey to better articulate it because it's already helped me, and it's possible that it's just something that can only help Mitch Caps and no one else. But on the off chance that it could be useful to others, I continue to flesh it out.
Yeah, that's super interesting. The closing the door. Yeah, I'm not sure where to go from here because I was going to ask you about the whole the belief around the belief around intellect just seems like you would study anything, or even just any sort of mathematics conjugates to the plausibility belief, the intellect one. You're like, this is this and that is that. Like this, if I did this, this would be the outcome. So then you can act on that belief. Yeah, I don't really know.
That's the math stuff. That's the life.
Yeah, the emotional one.
They all overlap.
Yeah, I understand. I feel like I understand the emotional one. There's a lot of beliefs that aren't logical at all, and I don't know why. Like the beliefs that come from hope. Like I still think the belief. Like I don't understand why there's any belief in the resurrection logically. Like I mean, other than you hear a story, I guess, but then it's like, where did the story even come from? Like you don't see a pattern of people just getting up from the grave all the time. So it's like, why do we have this?
There is a logic to explain the resurrection, but the point is that logic, along with any other argument you mount, will, if chased far enough, fray out at the end and become meaningless.
Wait, say that one more time.
Every conclusion you come to is a conclusion where you've intentionally stopped short of it falling apart because everything is deconstructible. There's nothing you can't dismantle using the tool belt of logic, etc. It's all folly.
So it's all hevel. So is there anything you can actually believe, you think? Or
yeah, you still have to believe. You have to believe because you have to teach, train, rebuke, correct, all that stuff. You have to behave. So you have to believe. And so why do you believe what you believe is the rub when you're trying to, because every person should be trying to convince others of their beliefs. That's what I believe. Because that's what's stabilizing you, helping you. That's your hope. That's your understanding of the truth. We got to get on the same page about the truth.
That's very evangelistic.
Yeah, a lot of people think that it is. But everybody's evangelistic. Everybody is, whether they admit it or not.
Yeah, why is that? Do you think it's just because you feel misunderstood when someone doesn't see or believe the same thing you do?
I mean, it's bigger than that. It's a survival thing even. It's like you have to know the truth or you'll die. Or you'll be in bondage or your life. You have to know the truth. So we have to convince each other the truth, and we have to be basically unified. So
I'm not sure where to go from here because how does this tie into Christian nihilism? All the belief stuff.
That's the thing is where I'm trying to develop it is it's fine and well to be a Christian nihilist. It's tough because it's fine and well to say like, oh yeah, every dog you chase is gonna cough up at the end, but you why then are you bothering being a Christian, specifically a Christian? And that's kind of a challenge, but it's all like it's very, very tough.
So it's like if you
You
follow Christian nihilism, you think that everything gets to a place of everything's deconstructible and people get there. And then what pulls it back together is belief? Or is that what's, or it just kind of
I
gets you to
haven't been
that
able to
point?
pull it back together, or at
It's just,
least not to communicate it yet. That's where I'm stuck. Is I can't seem to bring it home. It's like, yeah, I'm convinced of Christianity, but how can I communicate that to you in a way that's not deconstructible? Well, I can't. Well, how can I communicate it to you in a way that you believe? So belief has to be something that somehow begins to transcend deconstruction. Uh,
yeah, I'm not sure either. When I think about Christian nihilism, as I've come to understand it, we've got some comments over here too, but
Oh yeah, so
that's
can
what,
I address this because
that's,
it's like a pop theology term. It's meant to be sort of provocative. Yeah, like Christianity is mutually exclusive to true nihilism. But I think Christian nihilism is when you've recognized nihilism as the intellectually honest position and said, but wait, so it's the bookends of Ecclesiastes. Everything is meaningless. Now fear the Lord and keep His commandments. Like that is going to be the conclusion that everything is Hebel. Now
uh-huh.
fear the Lord and keep His commandments is the only thing you could do. Where else can I go? You have the words of life, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I feel like this comment too. I definitely like when you first said the term to me. I thought the same thing. I was like, "This makes no sense. This makes no sense."
It's meant to be like
And
that,
it,
and I
and it,
guess Luke's Christian anarchism is meant to be like that because that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
nonsense phrase.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And it kind of, it kind of still feels a little bit like an oxymoron or a nonsensical term intellectually to me. It doesn't emotionally. Like the more I pursue Christianity, the more it seems to be true emotionally for me. Like there is no definitive ground necessarily to stand on. Like it's just kind of
you
it's like
just
my great
know that it's
my
true mysteriously.
like my great it feels like my greatest hope is kind of like at the same time my greatest despair type thing, if that makes sense. Like there's not
It
really a
does.
way to not necessarily a way to prove it, but it's like but if it's not this, then yeah, where else can I go? Like
Well,
it's like
there's lots
I
of
don't
other things that, from a logical perspective, that you could trade it out for. And I know, Jason, that for you, even other things uh, kind of tickle your emotions too. Like you're very uh, lit up by other worldviews.
What do you mean? Say more. Like
I
what do you
just
mean
know
lit up?
that they,
Like
they just trigger
interest me?
your, yeah, they interest you and they inspire you and you see the truth in them. And
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
but somehow you're
It
still
is
in the
like
Christian.
not lit up and like makes me angry type way, but
Oh,
just
no,
like
no, sorry.
this
Yeah.
is gonna
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm following this thing
In a
off the
positive
trail.
way. Like
Oh, okay.
they set off your plausibility mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I do think there's a lot of truth in other um beliefs, I guess, since we're talking about beliefs. I mean, I
Hmm.
guess that would have to be the case, right? If people actually believe if they're actually honest about their beliefs, even if it's different from yours, then there'd probably be some sort of truth in it somewhere.
Mm. I don't know. I mean,
You don't know.
people can be deceived, but
That's true too.
yeah. So I haven't been such a
Hmm.
great evangelist. It's probably what has to do with Cal says. You know, it doesn't consist of word but power, right? And if I participated in fully in what I'm in Christianity, then there would be no need for Christian nihilism. It's probably like some kind of psyop on my part to distract me.
If you were truly, you said truly participating in Christianity, there would be no need for it.
Mhm.
Huh. Why do you think
Then I
that
have
is?
to. I don't know. I know how like lukewarm I am, and sort of it's like a part of my life, but not fully my life.
Huh. Do you think the lukewarmness comes from deconstructing things, or everything kind of being deconstructible?
No, it just comes from like not wanting to ever experience suffering or forego pleasure at any point. Period.
Do you want to try to address any of these comments? Jacob's been commenting a lot.
Okay. I'm not sure what he's referring to there, but again, like I don't call Christianity nihilism myself, or I would never say Christianity is nihilism. I Again, it's just meant to be like sort of an armchair theology term. Like it's meant to provoke. Hmm. Right. I guess there's also like there's every type of nihilist kind of too. There's like, your hedonistic nihilist who has come to the intellectually honest position that nothing checks out or nothing matters, and then they're like, well, I'll just get as much pleasure as possible. Or there's like the despairing nihilist who's like, well, I guess I'll just off myself. Or there's the Christian nihilism that says, well, I guess I'll just fear the Lord and keep His commandments.
What do you think of that one? Angel
Everybody's
commits
doing
a
it,
sin.
and everybody should.
Everybody
Unless
should.
they're doing it for nefarious purposes, hey, don't do that. Do it to love your neighbor, right? You got to evangelize to love your neighbor. If you
I
try to reason everything out, especially for yourself, but if you don't make that mistake, the problem doesn't occur. Well, the problem is you're trapped in a subjective cage and you have to reason everything out for yourself. Even if you're offsetting your reasoning to someone else, you're making the decision to offset it to them, which is a reason that comes
mm,
from you.
yeah,
But yeah, basically, yes. Basically, yes, it is inevitable, and that's the point. And the only hope in nihilism, once you've recognized its veracity, is something that transcends it, which is God, which is Christ.
the only hope in nihilism causes you to transcend it. Is that what you just said?
No, there has to be something that transcends it. There has to be
Hmm.
an ultimate perspective, and we're the limited perspective, and so we're dependent on the ultimate perspective.
Huh. What do you find that is plausible for your rational belief?
Well, look, it depends on, and I have the worst term for this, but it depends on where your false bottom is. Like wherever it is, you've decided to say, okay, well, let's just suppose because I think I exist, and then you build up from there. So wherever you like draw your presuppositional line, you can build up a rationale from there and say, well, this is rational according to this. But if you go back down to the presuppositional line, you'll be like, wait a minute, I just kind of like put that there as like a substitute for my actually knowing what in the world's going on, right? And so then everything, the rationale that you built from it is compromised because where you began was just a presupposition.
Yeah, that kind of
Um,
feels to me like that Calvin Hobbes strip. That's what always comes to my head with things like that, where he builds
Sand
his
on the beach.
yeah, and then his dad he calls it stupidopolis or something, and his dad's like, why does he keep building this so close to the waves? That's so stupid. Because every time he builds his castle, the waves just come and knock it down. That's how I feel when I
That
build
he,
up some sort of intellectual belief. I
well,
feel like
that's
that
the
always
truth.
ends up
That's the
happening to
case.
me.
That's the case. But if you have somewhere that you could start, I mean, everybody has one, and you should have them. You should have a false bottom or a presuppositional foundation. Um, and
Oh,
spaghetti-o. When's the last time you had spaghetti-os, Craig? I bet it was this afternoon. Spaghetti-o, by the way, that's my daughter's favorite poem. It used to be 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100, but now it's spaghetti-o. Oh, he can't hear. Please proceed. Um, okay, so proposed in the comments is a foundation. Being, I guess existence, is good. I don't know. I start with I think honestly, and this one maybe seem tacky, but I think I start with the Bible is true. I was gonna say I start with God exists, but I guess everybody starts with they exist. Or anyway, Craig, we're doing Christian nihilism stuff, but also I'm game to switch subjects, and I have another subject, but it's
I
it's more
hadn't
Jason
even
core.
opened my mug root beer yet. Look at this dog. Look at that
Look
dog.
at that dog.
Craig, I
That
haven't
is
seen
a
you clean.
oh,
I haven't seen you clean shaven in a long time.
Yeah, it's unusual.
How's it feel?
Great.
feeling
Feel good.
fresh,
You like it?
feeling springtime.
But you know what's the worst is I did it at night, and I do it with the electric device, and then I didn't have a razor near me, and so the problem is like with the beard, this gets
Itchy.
to be something, and then I also just I think you get like stuff up here that's not really supposed to be there.
Yeah. Where your beard like tries to grow all the way up to your eyes.
Yeah, and in my case, it just covers my eyes.
I've never grown it out before. Maybe I should try.
No, you should keep it under control. But the thing is, you got to use a razor for that. Obviously, you're not gonna whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was walking around for a little bit with this, obviously the length that it is now, but then like the other stuff like longer than that, and it just looked like it's the ugliest thing you could
You
imagine.
had like eyebrows underneath your eyes. Basically.
More or less.
That's amazing. Now I kind of want to try it.
At this distance, it was imperceptible. But if you got close to me, you would,
Ruthie, she's like, this has turned out to be an Almond Tree classic right here.
Because of this? Yeah.
I never thought we were going to get these three guys on the stream tonight when Jason dropped the line. It's like the old days.
I didn't think so
And
either.
back before Craig was even a psychic warrior.
I've always been.
Oh,
It was kind of weird that StreamYard prompts you to give your own title. I couldn't think of something. I thought it was just a total shame to omit the title.
wasted, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, keep going. What were you talking about?
Well, I mean, I can give you the basic. It's more than three, Jason. It's like
I'm going to vote
it's like
down
8.
3. Oh my gosh.
But
That's more than
Craig, inside Craig's plausibility mechanism are 2: intellectual belief and emotional belief.
So
And then there's behavioral belief, relational belief. There's I guess what do we want to call it? Intuitive belief or self-evident belief. And then there's chosen belief, volitional belief, or belief that you desire to have and therefore have. So maybe there's 6. I thought there was a 7th.
I thought we were doing the Star Trek thing where there was just 3.
Man, bump Star Trek.
Now we got 8. How are we supposed to keep up with this?
And you can quote me on that. Everybody bump Star Trek. No, Craig froze it just as I was rehashing everything.
Oh, he's actually frozen? I thought he was just doing like a smolder or something. Huh.
His shtick.
But yeah, we agree that Star Wars is better, right?
It's not a question.
Oh,
got my first order wing pilot
so
right here.
I didn't mean to ask before we continue on to this. What type of instant coffee are you using?
It's not Folgers, but the second in command, Maxwell House.
Okay, second in command. All right. That's good. Is he frozen again? No, maybe.
Yeah, he's in and out.
Can you hear Craig? Can you hear us?
He's AT&T.
He was too busy changing his title. See, that's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's the psychic warrior. All right. So the false bottom. Start with being is good.
So that's a place that he wanted to start, or he or she, and that's fine. Everybody's got to pick, their presuppositional worldview, I guess. And that's a great. I mean, being is. I agree. Yeah, existence is good as a baseline. Oh, then you
No.
kind of have to be like,
There is a verse in Ecclesiastes that suggests otherwise. Just to
it would be
be that
better
guy.
if I had never been born.
Yeah.
But
Right.
no,
Better is
Ecclesiastes to Jacob's point, you can't just cherry pick Ecclesiastes and say this is the truth. This verse is it's part of a bigger package. It's a journey. It seems just like a journey. The book is a journal.
Journey. Yeah, there's some verses in there that are pretty haunting if you take them flat out. Which I mean,
In isolation.
I have just not even in isolation, but just if you take them to be God breathed or like a truth or something, then there is that one that is like, I think it's in relation to someone who has been oppressed their whole life, though, and he says, "Better is he who has never existed than who has lived like their whole life under oppression," which is still like, oh, that's rough, never existed, not just never been born, but like never. Or not like died at childbirth, but like never existed. It's like that's
well, the character, it's incorrect. It's like I guess.
But say it is correct. Like if you were to just take it, I mean, you could just say it's incorrect. But if you were to try to take it as correct, that's what I mean. It's a really hard pill to swallow and make sense of. And maybe it's one of those. You wouldn't necessarily be able to make sense of it intellectually. It would just be maybe of some sort of emotional response. I don't know.
The exercise that Jason just acted out is where all false bottoms begin. You're talking and you're like this, and then you're like, well, let's just say that X is true. And then you can build up a rationale from there.
Do you not believe the Bible's true? Oh my gosh.
Me? That's my number one bottom. That's my number one place to start.
Bottoms up for spanking.
And amen to this. Can I bring comments up on the screen?
You want me to? Amen to this. If the Bible is true, then rejoice in the Lord always.
If then statement.
Yeah. What about the Book of Mormon? All right, Craig, what do you got?
Well, you'll notice is people don't even have this conversation they don't even have these conversations unless you're trying to figure out how to make sense of something that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Nothing makes sense if you play the game. We just don't play the game with everything. We just play it with certain things.
Certain
and we don't
things
have
that are especially
we don't have the bandwidth to play it. And the reason that we play it with certain things is something worth scrutinizing.
Yeah.
Like, why this in particular? It must be. I think that there's a lot of reasons other than just like a logical conspicuous. I was going to try to turn it into like a noun, conspicuity, but never mind. Conspicuousness. Why are you turning on this one? And not other equally suspect ones. And it's not a game that's really cool to play.
Like what, for instance, is equally suspect?
No, Craig, we've done this twice in private conversations. We're not doing this again.
No, I don't.
Get him. Spank his false.
What I was about to say is you don't. That's why I'm going to change that term. You don't have the bandwidth usually to even start to suss out why you're picking on one thing for deconstruction over another. I think a lot of it has to do with like what it requires of you. Like there's a lot of beliefs that we take for granted that they mean nothing to us. They require nothing of us. They don't influence our behavior at all. We don't care. It's just something somebody said, our teacher told us it in 4th grade, and it's fine. Like I don't need to interrogate that anymore because it doesn't require anything of me. I just move on. But Christianity obviously is probably less so because it's logically conspicuous, and more so because like if you're going to buy into it, it's going to require everything of you. And it's going to put you in a lot of situations that are not enjoyable just on paper.
Can you say that about most every religion though? Because if you buy into, is it just things that are
religions are famously the subject of deconstruction? Like they're like
Is
one
it
of the
because
number one thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those seem to be things, beliefs, or whatever ideas you deconstruct more than just like you said, these weird little petty day to day things. Is it because the stakes are high on those? Like if you do believe it, it's going to require everything of you, and if you don't, it's going to cost you everything.
Yeah, it's just better to dispense with it, maybe. I don't know. But again, like I was saying earlier, I don't know how many people actually are participating to the point that it would really require that much of them. I know I certainly don't feel that I am. But we don't have to talk about Christian nihilism all night if we don't want. I'm in sort of a place where it's not really working out too good. So I've got a lot to try to do with it. I was interested too in the widow of Zarephath, but we don't have to talk about that either.
Well, I don't mind talking about Christian nihilism or the widow. I can talk about whatever. I didn't have any topic in mind.
Those are the two things I came with.
Take a
And
break.
if somebody else wants to bring something else, I'm down to clown with that. But those are the two things that came.
It's because of the
my
title.
holsters.
I should have changed the title before you started this. I put down to clown because you said you were down to clown, and then you started talking about
That is
Christian
very
nihilism.
funny.
So that's why this question was being asked.
What a ripoff. Classic clickbait moment.
Yeah. Thought we were going to be clowning around a little more. What do you got to say, Craig?
I wonder if you guys knew this. I only learned recently that young people use the word jester like an adjective. Do you know about this?
No, I haven't.
Like, I find that behavior very jester.
Oh, that's interesting.
No lie.
And it's like the guy's the behavior is like goofy, like zany.
Yeah, almost purposefully so.
Irresponsible.
I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert in the meaning of this.
It's a negative thing, though.
Who do you hang out?
It's definitely a negative thing.
How do you find these things? Are you hanging out with younger kids all the time? I feel like you often have this. You'll come into a conversation and be like, "There's this thing the younger kids are doing these days," and I know nothing about it till you tell me.
No, Cal and I were talking about the Andrew Callahan interview with Clavicular. You guys know this guy?
Oh, and maybe that was the guy he was just trying to get me to listen. He just told me about
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, but I didn't get.
He's a young guy. There's no doubt. I've heard him use this language.
Okay.
So Andrew, I mean, you respect him as a journalist, or just as an entertainer?
He's good with people. I think he is a good entertainer, but he has a gift for connecting with people who are, might be hostile to anybody else.
He puts himself in situations.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he's disarming.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I think he's dialed back. I mean, I don't. Has he dialed back sort of the very overt frumpiness a little bit, maybe?
I don't know what that means. I doubt it.
It feels like he used to go in pretty hard with like a very tacky beige jacket and like a big mop of hair. And now he's gotten a little cooler.
Craig, what's new with you?
I was just thinking, I would love to go with you guys to New Mexico. There's this spa they've got in Santa Fe where you go, Japanese style spa. You have hot bath, cold miniature bath, and you just, the water in one is scalding hot and freezing in the other. And so you'll just go in one, it nearly kills you. I'm exaggerating. And you go back and forth, so it's really shocking, but you do it. Maybe you're on round 2, round 3, and you start to not feel it anymore. And it's honestly incredible. It's amazing.
You're like, are my nerves gone? Is that kind of thing, or just like,
Yeah,
that's very funny, dude. That's
yeah.
cool that you
I
did
think we gotta
that.
go.
Santa Fe.
Well, Jason, when you got married, Mitch and Cal and I were living it up in a hot tub. We had a rental house. We all stayed together.
That's
It
amazing.
was amazing. It was strange and amazing.
Yeah.
That whole actually, I was playing like some friends over, and it was like one of those get to know you games. And the question I got, which I don't like, the question I got was, what was the best moment from last year? And I was like, yeah, I gotta think. I think it was that trip out there to Jason's wedding.
That
Yeah, no doubt.
hot tub. Was the hot tub?
Everything was like a weird dream.
That's cool.
First just being in the room with the people you're in the room with, but yeah, Craig hooked us up in this Airbnb with a hot tub. And we were going to some diner to get breakfast and wandering around bookstores, and I was like in a Catholic service, and then I was in an Orthodox wedding, and then we were feasting, and then we were arm wrestling, and then we were at your house in tank tops, and it's like, and then Craig dropped me off in like, after begging me not to make him do it, he dropped me off in like the deadlands of
Yeah. I know the park and ride where he dropped you off at.
yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, I was just wandering out there because I
Yeah,
had like
Mitch is like
3
he's
hours.
like literally like he's like
from West.
yeah, it's like it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., something like that. Mitch had stayed up. I slept a couple hours, and he's like, yeah, pull me over here, drive in that alleyway. There's a dumpster back there. Just roll my body out the side of the vehicle, and I'll be okay.
And I was
So what was your
absolutely-
wait? I don't
when
understand. What was
Craig
it?
pulled
Well, he was
away-
catching a ride. There was some
Yeah.
public service.
Well, there was several hours before the shuttle, and so Craig was like, "Just stay here a few hours, and then I'll bring you." But I really
okay.
wanted to go then, and
Yeah,
as soon as he dropped me off, I was in paradise. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I was a tourist, okay? Like, I don't live in the streets, okay? But I was just like, this is where I want to be. Everything feels so vivid and close. I'm usually speeding by these roads in an automobile, and I just like the tactileness of the asphalt. And it was a little rainy, drizzly, and I wandered into IHOP. It was the only place that was open, and just everything was fear and garbage, and
exactly.
it was awesome.
Wait, were you at the IHOP together, or did you wander over there from?
No, he dropped me off. No.
Well, that was. I mean, what you're
I didn't
talking
know.
about is the same. It's hot plunge, cold plunge. Like you got to have something sometime that just slaps you in the face so hard.
Yeah.
You feel something.
Yeah,
I'm not just being goofy, but I mean, let me sympathize. Last night, Ruthie showed me something, and it was set to the theme song. It was some video somewhere, and it was set to the theme song of the TV show White Lotus. I've never seen it, but I love the theme song of White Lotus because in the past I saw this video. There's this woman. She's unbelievable. Her name is Asberg Neja. I think she's Norwegian. And she does this type of diving called death diving. Do you guys know about this?
Nope.
So when you death dive, what you do effectively is you belly flop. And at the very last second, you put your arms and legs forward as if you're doing a kind of toe touch. So your feet and arms are forward, and they make you kind of a spike, right? Feet and arms first. And so people, they'll kind of dive. They'll do kind of a swan. There's variations, right?
Yeah.
You can either you belly flop basically, and it looks very graceful, and it looks like you're gonna, break your neck, or, all your limbs, and or people will twist. They'll do a kind of they'll go out and they'll kind of spin in this axis, and then at the last second they'll do it. And so she did this compilation. You've got to find it after this. I'll send a link, but you can search on YouTube, death dive 1 meter to 24 meters. And so it's just a timeline of her doing it from 1 meter and then over time adding distance, right? And so just unbelievably frightening and impressive. I watch this person and I think this is an artist. What this person does is unreal. And it's the kind of thing for me, for whatever reason, it just like wakes me up. And I was thinking of this song. So that song is kind of emotional for me, that White Lotus theme song. And last night I just had this moment like, holy shit, I could be, how do I say this? This is it's not going to make sense unless I give more context. Maybe it doesn't matter. But I'm going to say it anyway.
You're an almond tree, man. Go all the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Take your time.
yeah. So Ruthie's got a friend, her best friend, invites us over to watch Survivor 50. Survivor season 50. It's the one that's on right now. So we go over there last night and we're watching. Episode's probably been out a couple days or a week, I don't know. And I'm gonna spoil the episode. So if anybody cares about Survivor, then plug your ears. On this season is a player who is named Mike White. Mike White is the creator of the show White Lotus. And
I thought it was Mike Lotus.
So Mike White is on the show, and they blindside his ass. They send him home, and he didn't know about it. And it's just like something about that having been fresh in my mind, and hearing this song that just happened to be from his thing, and reminding me of this person. I was just thinking. Oh, and you know what I did is I went on Spotify and I said, I would need to find this song. I know I've saved it somewhere. I saved it in a playlist called 2023. It was 3 years ago. It felt like yesterday.
Wow.
And I just thought, my life's over. It's gone. And I got to, I got to do more. I got to get after the things that I care about. So. It's like you said with the dumpster. There's something that just shakes you out of your normalcy.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't know even to what extent you could responsibly manufacture it. I think it's what you talked about before, Craig. After a certain age, you basically need a traumatic event to shake you out of your routines and the person that you are. Your personality goes lockjaw, and I don't know, but every swing you could take, like an out-of-state wedding, is it just like, yeah, okay, let's do this thing and let's do it weird. But if anything you could do, but then too, like everything that you're doing in the humdrum, and this is maybe too famous an excuse for doing nothing and not pursuing in the way that Craig is espousing or coveting. I mean, when you've gone 5 years down the road and you look back, you're like, oh man, those were the days. It's always like you can't appreciate things in the moment, hardly ever. Every now and then you'll get a moment and you're like, I'm here, man. This is it. And maybe there's a way to be more present in general.
You're like, you're like on TV and you're like, oh my God, we're live.
Usually it's a deposit. Usually every moment's a day. And like when we're on this stream, we look back on the days where we used to do this all the time, and it's just like, what was so different about those days? Were we really gunning it? I don't know. We were alive, and we had shared experiences. We had memories. So, but I agree. I think we got to dig. But the sad part is, Craig, we've had this conversation before, right? And we've like made pacts with each other, like we're really gonna, pursue our dreams, and then
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
my dreams are in motion.
Your dreams are in motion.
The pact is alive.
Okay.
The pact is alive. Look,
Craig's
life is
doing
short,
that
art is
winter
long.
arc thing. He's sneaky, dude. He's got the sweatshirt on to disguise the fact that he's been pumping iron every day, and he's like ripped to shreds. And that's everything in his life has got a sweatshirt on. We're just gonna be walking we're gonna be walking in downtown, and we're gonna pass a window pane of a bookstore and just see Craig's as a display, like pyramid, his book.
His book. He's probably got multiple books.
It's better.
It's
better to crush in obscurity, right? You gotta.
That's the idea. But no, I think we all have this secret dream that we're gonna surprise people, one of these days. But I don't know. You gotta do the It's the Wonderful Life thing, where it's just like somebody up there in the cosmos knows, and that's gotta be good enough for me. George Bailey, the richest man in town. Did It's a Wonderful Life give a lot of people permission to just roll over and just do their cyclical cyclical lifestyle
I
of
still haven't seen
mundanity.
that. Is that what that is? It's just doing the day to
Yeah.
day. You know, that's
Well,
what wasn't that Achilles once said that after he died? He said, "I should have just gone home." Did he
Shut
not say
up.
that?
that's like
What did-
After he
that's what
died, he said
that's
said
what he was fighting for, man. He was like
Wait,
he
what do you
was
mean?
like
Shut up! This is what I heard. Okay. So don't quote me because I haven't actually read it, but I heard he what is it in the Odyssey when they call up the demons with the blood? Achilles is one of them, and he says, "I should have just gone home. I wish I would have just gone
okay.
home."
So what you're saying was actually sensible.
Yeah, for one. Yeah, he wished he had the wonderful life.
Achilles
but
would never say
maybe
that.
it's just a grass is only greener
Well,
thing.
he would
you
after
know?
he said.
No.
Everybody is one of the things I hear the most often, and this is awkward because neither of you have children. But I hear so often people. I was talking to somebody last night, and they kind of live with their parents who are aging, and there's a lot of just trials that go along with that, obviously. And but he was saying basically just like, yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize the beauty of it too. And I was like, I hear that a lot with people with kids when they see kids misbehaving or something, and the kids are running around crazy, or they'll watch a movie with an annoying kid in it, and they'll be like, "Oh, glad I dodged that bullet." And like, "Oh, sure, glad I never had kids." And I'm like, you have no idea what you are talking about. But everybody does this. I mean, it's like you have you make sales pitches to yourself to sell yourself to on an experience that you have to make yourself feel good about whatever suffering you have to go through or whatever you missed out on. That's the thing.
Yeah. There's this really, as much as I hate this, as corny as it's gonna sound, there's a TED Talk. It's called "Why You Will Marry the Wrong Person," and it is given by Alain de Botton. I'm not going to be able to pronounce his French name properly. It's really amazing. It's just, I think you're totally right. That experience of just looking at all the possibilities that you had to shut the door on, you can go the other way too and just be regretful. Because the gravity of everything that you sacrificed or didn't pursue is like infinite, right? It's like this weight that if you ruminate on that, it'll just crush you to dust. And like likewise, you gotta have some kind of mechanism to justify your choices somehow.
Yeah, you just wish you would have just kept those.
You got to do something.
Eyebrows,
Gotta behave.
Shouldn't have shaved them off.
Yeah.
But I think I felt like for the longest time, I guess to get a little superstitious. So Craig did something a second ago about saying, like, I know this is going to sound corny when he was about to reference a TED Talk. It was just being self-aware about how TED Talk is old news, right? It's like, it's not cool.
It didn't
anymore.
used to be. It didn't used to be. We used, people thought
it
oh
was
my
the coin of
God.
the realm for a second there. But I clocked that you were doing that and understand why. And it's an interesting thing that we do. Just kind of, we have to make sure people know we know how we're going to sound when we start to say this. It's like a rhetorical device, right?
We should do the opposite. Be like, no, I love TED Talks unabashedly.
I do, dude. Nate Bargatze he was on Armchair Expert, and he was it's talking about an encounter he had with Patricia O'Neill early on, and O'Neill heard that he was from the Southeast USA, and he was like, "So you don't believe in dinosaurs, right?" And Bargatze was like, "Yeah, I don't," and he just like ran with it for a long time. And there's something. I mean, obviously, I don't think you should dupe people, but there's something about where you could be like, I'm not. I think it represents a kind of character flaw to always have to kind of get out in front of criticisms. But
100%.
anyways, I'm about to do it. Whenever I'm about to talk about something that is Christian and that assumes the tenets of Christianity, I always say that it's always get out ahead of it a little. To be funny, just say it'll be a little superstitious here. So to be a little superstitious, I think for a long time I felt like I really had a sense of direction from God in what He was doing or what He wanted me to do, and that's kind of an icky Pentecostal claim in some ways too. Oops, just did the self-aware thing again. And I would be like, yeah, I know, like I'm gonna go to this school, and then it was like, yeah, I know I'm gonna marry this woman, and it was like, oh, I know I'm gonna get out of debt, or I know I'm gonna go live overseas, or I know I'm gonna have a kid, and then it was like after having the kid, where I immediately sort of feel like I get writer's block. It's like I have no idea what I'm supposed to do next, and I've always felt that I knew exactly what I was supposed to do, and so I was scrambling, trying, and it wasn't like wasting time. I was like always doing something, but I didn't have a mission for the first time, I think, and I think that timing. I've just started to appreciate the timing in that because I think God has been a father to me in this way. And just giving me like explicit kind of instruction for so long, and then being like, okay, now you make some decisions, you behave, you know what's valuable to me, to my kingdom. Now you go do things, and I would, again, this is awkward, but like I feel like I wouldn't have been able to understand that had I not had a kid. I know that you guys can understand that. I'm not saying that, but I felt like I wouldn't have been able to understand that had I not been in that position to be like, oh, like it was the skeleton key for me to understand why he would kind of go dark on me, because you do that sometimes with your kid where you like do exactly this, and then one day you're like, okay, I'm going to be in the living room. I want you to, you make something with your time. So I don't even know why I brought that up, but
I love that. I really love that. The thing about, I'm going to talk about the least important part of what you said, I think. So forgive me for that, but that thing where you qualify, and you get out in front.
No.
We almost have to do that because of how, like, if I just said something and you didn't know me, if I just said it straightforwardly without it, you're going to jump to conclusions, rightfully, because people who are not self-aware, you convey things about yourself that other people pick up on. It's so hard to, erase those impressions or form the kind of nuanced impression of, someone if they don't.
You brought up, though, like, I get the rhetorical utility of it, but you brought up one time, I remember, like at a party or something, some gathering you were at, where a woman at the party you had talked to, a stranger, had
I was just
said,
thinking about that as I was, keep going.
Where she just, maybe we're talking about the same thing. She just kind of, without qualifying it, said the Lord is like, as if like, he, of course he's the Lord. I take that, take for granted that reality. And I think that there's some value to that. I think, just sort of, there is something to not always having to protect your reputation or have people think about you a certain way that's most palatable in a given moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's both. I don't even know that it's good practice just because you're afraid of being judged. Obviously, there's people who don't care at all. If people have any opinion about them using the Lord, but it's such inside baseball talk that you don't even know in advance if somebody has the shared vocabulary, right? So
I can see an argument for doing it.
It's kind of like lack of attention to the other person's experience. It would be like as if I just started talking to you about something from my work that you would have no reason to understand the language for you.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a place for it. Now, I want to talk about something you said about the person who doesn't really care what other people think. And that person could be someone that's entirely self-absorbed, that's socially caustic, that could have like a lot of negative connotation. sometimes I think leaders are that way. I feel like a leader always loses in some real way. Like the person who's most invested in leading people towards a good end loses, loses, loses. If you think of a general who sends, he feels like this battle has to be fought. He brings 100 men into battle with them, 90 of them die. There's no sense in which he wins, except that he had some greater good that he believed in with all his heart, and like he was willing to, completely waste himself in it for some greater good. And it's like now, okay, yeah, I mean, if the battle's won, if the newspapers agree that the battle had to be fought, it doesn't matter. 90 people don't go home to their wives or kids. It's like a leader's just always gonna, and it's Batman and Dark Knight is one of the biggest inspirations ever, where he just plays like this jerk all the time in his regular life, never gets any glory for what he does, and just does it again and again and again, and just does whatever it takes for that greater good that he sees.
Yeah, well, you know what you're reminding me of is, and I'll forget where I got this, but many of the great generals, military heroes, you say, what's your favorite? And the best ones are the ones that were just lucky, right? And I don't know if you've ever read about Lincoln during the Civil War and having he had all these these generals that they didn't have the intestinal fortitude to just send men to die. And, Lincoln, I think, understood this, that you needed somebody who just understood that it was an arithmetic thing. You had to literally send more people to die than the enemy because you had more. And that's just what it was, and so you just have to have like this intensely strong stomach and get lucky,
Yeah, so Lincoln, for example, laid out the nation's best just on the altar, and then got popped in the back of the head for his trouble. Like, just lose, lose, lose for greater good. It's amazing. Oh, there was something in my brain.
You know what? One of the most heartbreaking experiences I've ever had was core memory negative. And I was at one of my distant relatives' house in Wisconsin, and I've seen them a couple times in my life. And I was younger. Things were kind of a little awkward. The conversation was clunky. They're clunky. My family's clunky. And I just said, like, you guys. I said, you guys, you've lived a long time. What advice do you guys have for us? And this married couple, like some aunt and uncle, cousin, something, they said, without a lot of thinking, they said, don't have kids. They had kids. Their son wasn't in the room, but their granddaughter was in the room. And the son had basically had children and wasn't in a position to take care of them. And so the grandparents did. And so it was just, I mean, I don't even have to explain. It was overwhelmingly depressing and sad and reflected so badly on them, I thought.
That's rough, man. That is rough. This movie last year said, the character said, you think, he said, your kids, they don't belong to you, and they will break your heart. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm ready, man. I guess I'm ready. But I do look down the road sometimes. I'm like, it's hard to imagine some of just the basic human lineup of stuff that we're going to have to kind of parse through with them, kind of guide them through. That's a very heavy story.
I mean, I don't have kids, but I know enough people who don't have kids who have such an outsized legacy and effect on people that are not their kids. There are so many people, young people, who need somebody who's like a parent, who isn't a parent. And so if you're somebody who has that desire and passion to be parental, to show somebody what's good about this world and to guide them, there's a lot of people. We need people who are not parents who act like parents badly.
Yeah, kids need people that aren't their parents a lot of the times to finally hear something that maybe their parents have been saying or perhaps had not been saying. But I definitely think about, in fact, someone who was a woman I haven't spoken to in years. She was in my church, and she would just have us up there. She was in charge of the maintenance at the church, and she would have us up there cleaning with her and stuff always. But she was always very involved and spoke into us a lot. Her husband died last week, and I just reached out to her for the first time in a while. Like, man, yeah, she was really somebody in our life. And those people, man, it makes a big difference. It takes a village, they say. But every interaction you have, basically, I think, if we could get more into this mentality, large or small, relationship or not, every interaction you have is an opportunity to put some good out in the world. And I guess that's a little trite to do my self-awareness shtick. Talk
about Miss Lita, Jason.
What?
Okay, you doxed Jason's private chat.
My private chat, yeah.
Talk about her. I didn't realize it was private.
No. We can talk about it.
It
Mitch
says
was the one
private chat.
Mitch was the one that said she's like a Yoda figure when I worked there, and I was like, she's like one of those people that doesn't have kids, but just is like, it's just so full of just humble wisdom and direction. If you're humble enough to actually listen to her, yeah.
A real leader demands something of you, but she was very special, very good at leadership. I mean, the way that she would encourage you, but she was always demanding the best out of you.
Yeah, it was great. I don't think I've ever had an employer that was quite like that before. Too.
You really, and you would go she inspired loyalty, and you would go you did not want to steal her time, that temptation would come and go very, very quickly because she no.
What was it about her?
She's got a ship here that she's the captain.
So there's a woman you guys work for.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut manager.
I figured as much. So what
had no kids, right?
What was it about her that had this effect on you?
I don't know. She was just, it was like that. She was just genuine, but she would still kind of not always demand the best out of you, but expect the best out of you for at least what your potential was. Like if you were just the Pizza Hut driver, she wouldn't ask you to do management or anything. And if she knew you didn't want to do management, she wouldn't be like, oh, you need to learn this or anything. But it was just like, she expected you to show up and do your job. But then if you didn't, it's like she would I don't know, just correct you in such an encouraging way where it did kind of establish this loyalty, at least for me. But that's what I mean. I don't know if it did for everybody, because I think some people are just so cynical about the job, and I was very cynical about the job, to be honest. I didn't like it.
It's not like paternality and maternality are received by everybody. I mean, it's not like when you inhabit the role of a mother or a father that it's going to be. Again, that's the leadership thing. It's it's losing just a lot of time. You cannot win with people. You just got to do the right thing. You can never you can't win with people.
And you could it's like she expected a lot out of you, but then if you made a mistake, she would reinforce that it was just a mistake, sort of thing. If that makes sense.
But she would chastise you for it, that's for sure. Like you didn't get away with mistakes. Like
No.
you're like, you see this mistake that you made, don't do this again. I like that stuff. I respond really well to that stuff too. Like I guess not everybody's different.
I don't always. Too. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't. That's why I think I appreciate it so much, is because that sort of stuff, I think, causes me, my initial knee-jerk reaction is almost a spiral or something, like this weird sort of.
Well, I panic, but it makes me want to, like, I cannot make that mistake again. Like I do feel like I feel the negativity for sure. Like I'm just like, oh my God, like, and I'm like, can I gain her trust back? Like, can
my best teachers in school were like that. You know, like they're people who I knew in advance cared about me a lot and believed in me. But then when the posture changed to, look, you can do better, or like you needed, you know, there's more that you have to give and I want it. It meant, you know, it means a lot coming from somebody you already know has positive regard for you.
Yeah.
I guess with peers, do you feel that's true with your peers?
It's hard to say. You know, I had a conversation about this today. I mean, my personal relationship with my peers is very direct. A lot of them, I've known long enough that we just talk to each other like that. Like, you get off the phone with somebody and you're like, hey, don't embarrass me. You know, just I worked with a guy. I really love this guy. And we hadn't even worked together that long. And he calls me on my personal phone about work, you know, because I was like away for 10 minutes or something. And I'm like, hello. And he says, you fucked me. And that's just how he starts it. And I love the directness, you know. So I think from peers, it's if you can get there where you just say it like it is, where the hell is that thing? You know, I think that's amazing.
Well, this dance we have to do is kind of pitiful a lot of the times. You're very, very worried about stepping on each other's toes. I do think it would be better if we could talk to one another, absolutely. And now it's like, dude, can I even send this without an emoji on it or an exclamation point? Is this kind of come across the wrong way? I don't know. Everything's sort of political.
Well, you know what you're saying. I know you'll appreciate this. Aaron Sorkin is a writer. A lot of his dialogue, people think his dialogue's unbelievable, but a lot of what he's doing is just cutting out all the qualification and all of the indirectness. You know, people just say what they feel.
Yeah,
and
that does.
It's so much sharper. It's so much sharper than everybody's regular experience.
Lori, when she watches movies, will get so frustrated when it's so obvious to her that a conflict could be immediately cleared up by simply saying what exactly happened. You know, because a character will come in and look at the situation and be like, oh, it looks like this. And character B could just as easily say, oh, here's why it looks like this. But they never do. Sorkin's like that. Yeah, but you know, he also writes his characters to react in ways that are like, wow, thank you for telling me that. Which is, of course, I mean, they don't always. There's blow ups and stuff, but you know, when you're controlling the dialogue, you're controlling the dialogue.
Well, that's just dramatic irony, like on Laurie's part. Like that's the intended effect. It's supposed to make you sink and feel despair and pain.
That's right. Yeah.
You should say to her, "That's why it's good, is because it just did that to you."
Yeah, I should just be direct with her. I should just tell her how it is.
That's
right. But no, it's one of those. Back to what you were saying, or you can't always just say the direct thing without doing the dance. I don't know. I guess rhetoric, period, is just like this constant dance, and relationship is not ever a math equation. You just have to do this little dance with each other. Sometimes you use the direct stuff. Sometimes you beat around the bush. Always after this end.
Jason, I gotta ask you something.
Ask me.
What do you think about being an uncle?
Oh gosh, it is. I don't even know. I don't even feel like I am. Because I think a lot of it was when I was around, I wasn't really around. That's how it feels to me. Like when I lived in the same state, I didn't show up as I should have, or as much as I should have. I didn't, I guess, interact with them, my nieces and nephews, as much as I should have. And now I'm not there. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know what to think about it. It just kind of, like, if I think about it, I think it feels heavy because of those reasons. It ought to be exciting, right? Because you're kind of like the parent that gets to always be the fun one and break the rules and stuff like that. But yeah. But then you're just kind of like, I don't know. It just seems like I'm not there when I need to be, especially now. Because like I don't think I've been home in or back to Tennessee. I mean, I'm home now, I guess, but like, I haven't been back to Tennessee in almost a year. So you miss their birthdays all the time. I don't even remember their birthdays. Like their birthdays come and go. I don't even send them presents because I don't know what their birthdays are. Like I'm just like, that's what I mean. I'm just dropping the ball on everything. So yeah, that's what I mean. It ought to be exciting. I should be like really invested in it, but I don't feel invested in it at all. And when I think about it, it makes me have regret. If I would. What?
If you go into full uncle mode as a result of this call, then I think this call would have been a very big win.
I don't know how. How do you go into full uncle mode when you live halfway across the country now?
Let's start by finding out their birthdays, I think. That's ground zero.
I gotta tell you, I think I'm a lackluster
A
uncle.
false bottom.
I didn't know that you were an uncle, I don't think, Craig, for some reason.
I've got
Because
two
Ruthie's
nieces and one nephew. Yeah, and I'm
through
about
Ruthie,
to have,
right? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm about to have another nephew. Man, they're incredibly cool. The thing is, Ruthie is a really good aunt. I had this experience.
That's awesome.
A few years ago now. We went with Ruthie's really good friend to see the Nutcracker, the ballet in Dallas. And we drive up there, beautiful night, you're dressed up, you go in the nice place. And I don't know how much you know about the Nutcracker, but I'd seen it a lot growing up. My mom ran a ballet studio. And so I've seen a lot of ballets. And this time, for some reason, it had this bizarre effect on me. In this performance, there's a guy. He's kind of like the magic uncle, right? And you have Claire, who's the main character, and the whole, Wonderland opens up because of this guy. This magic uncle who comes along, and it's kind of like analogous to like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. People have seen the Fellowship of the Rings. He rolls into town, and the kids say Gandalf, Gandalf, and he fires the fireworks off. Mm-hmm. It's that thing exactly.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, for whatever reason, I had this really bizarre, like, aspirational type of magnetism to this uncle character.
That's good.
And it made me really want to be a better one. I have distance to go. When I'm around my nieces and nephews, I try to, be as fun as possible and just like really soak up the time with them and hang with them. But it's different.
I feel like it's tough to regain that ground, because it feels like if you avoid it, Jason, I resonate kind of with what you said, because I have 2 nephews and a niece through Lori, and they were just around when I was courting her, I guess, and I didn't really think about them as prospective nephews and niece. And then afterwards, when I was married to Lori, I just didn't really even when like one of them, they would just like, they started calling me Uncle Mitch, and I was like, oh shoot. And I kind of like thought about my aunts and uncles who were extremely involved, even like the in-law uncles and aunts at times. And it's just like, so that's okay. It's very hard for me to kind of bridge that gap now.
I don't know about you. Like my uncles, well, it sounds like yours were pretty involved and close. Mine were very distant in most cases and detached. I don't think they knew how to relate to me. But I paid so much attention to them. I was just totally fixated on them. And I think any amount of time, I mean, I'm talking to myself as much as you guys, but I think just any amount of interest in what they're up to, I think you can make up the distance really quickly.
That's a good word, Craig. And Jacob is here.
I couldn't listen because I was in class for the last hour. I'm guessing you guys scheduled this so I wouldn't be interrupting you. But I wanted to
No, we scheduled this because of your comment earlier, how Mitch never gets on your channel, and he was trying to do this promise, so he had to stream it to your channel as well.
Okay.
But, yeah. No, we're just
that
hanging out.
Yeah, it makes me feel better that you're on here now, Jacob. Because to be fair, that night around the bonfire, I think everybody was making promises they couldn't keep. Okay, it was everybody. And then the next day, Jason made like some really big
of Federico Garcia Lorca. The last thing I ever expected when I in my relationship with Mitch was to be serenading him with Spanish poetry. But that happened. That did happen.
Well, you missed it. But we were talking about the fever dream that was that weekend earlier, and me and Jacob got to share a nice car ride. He came and picked me up. He went a long distance to pick me up so I could hang with Jason a little extra, and that was good to get to talk. But it was the best weekend ever, basically. That's a beautiful dog, little golden doodle.
Isn't he though?
What's his name, Jacob?
7 months, Lucky. Yeah, he's 7 months. And my cat is jealous, so she's playing with the camera.
Oh, man.
Did you know the inventor of the doodle has expressed regret over engineering them?
What have these hands built?
I can imagine. I have to say, as much as I love his behavior, his coat, it's great that he doesn't shed. It is such a problem. Like, I have to constantly be grooming him. Yeah. But he is such a chick magnet. Oh my God. We were
full-time.
We were walking on the boardwalk, and a woman almost like forced me to take her phone number.
That's right. Yeah, I had to walk around like this. I was a full-time dog walker, and everybody in Atlanta had a doodle, a Labradoodle, golden doodle. I just gotta walk like this. Get that ring flashing.
You do.
Hey Jacob, have you ever talked about your painting on your stream before? Whatever you got behind you there.
Oh, good
This
pull,
painting?
Craig.
Yeah.
That was a so that was a contribution Karen Wong made to an organization I had hoped to help create called the Mother of M. Habani Smecha, the Joyful Mother of Children Foundation, and it was going to be a sort of uh, it was going to be a charity that was in the background of TLC, helping to kind of organize and coordinate the various channels. And Pastor Mo Beta agreed to take it on and make it happen. And at where were we for that? We were at which? It was at Chino, I think. Yeah, it was at Chino that I tried to introduce him to everyone and get the ball rolling. And it's like 3 years later and nothing's happened. But Karen, when she was there, she thought it was a great idea, and she thought that this painting was, and I agree, was a beautiful representation of. So, Joyful Mother of Children is actually a very, very common name for Jewish charities, believe it or not. It comes from the verse in Psalms, Em Habanim Smecha, which is in the Hallel section of Psalms towards the end. So it can variously be Batya, who is the daughter of Pharaoh, finding Moses. It can be Miriam, watching Moses. It can be Yocheved, his mother, putting him into the waters, as well as there's the Christian, like there's actually, you have to kind of see it to see the cross, but there is a cross there. So there is an allusion to Jesus and Mary, right? And so it's a painting that Karen Wong did, and I printed out 2 copies of it, one of which is hanging behind me, and the other one I gave to a friend of mine who was being installed as the rabbi of a Reform synagogue. I am not Reform. I don't believe in female rabbis, but I gave it to my friend, and she likes it very much. I think she has it up in her office as well.
Now, so when you look at it, do you see Batya? Do you see Miriam?
I would say more than
suggestive?
First and foremost, I would say Batya. When I first saw it, and so I started crying when she gave it to me, because, and you wouldn't know this, so there's a particular part of the Talmud that Chezi pointed out to me, which he really likes, which says anyone who rejects idolatry is called a Jew. And it proves it from a verse where it talks about Batya as a Jew, despite the fact she was the daughter of Pharaoh. Right? So there's a verse in the Bible where Batya is referred to as a Jew.
Now, the Talmudic passage refers back to that.
Right. The Talmudic is trying to prove the idea that you can call anyone who rejects idolatry, regardless of whether they are actually part of Israel, they can still be called a Jew, right? And Chazi likes to point that out and say, see, Christians in a sense are adopted into, the Jewish family.
That's beautiful.
Because, I mean, the non-Trinitarians at least.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Christians were idolaters. How did they determine
That's the loophole.
the name of Batia?
Oh, that her name is Batia? Well, I mean, I can pull up the Talmud if you really
it's in the
want.
no, that's fine. I mean, I just didn't know if it was because I knew it wasn't in the Bible, but I guess it's in the Talmud. What is that?
The Talmud is pointing to a particular verse.
But Exodus doesn't name her as Batia. Is that what you're saying, Jason?
Yeah, I don't think it gives a name for her. It just says the daughter of Pharaoh.
Fact check.
The daughter. Yeah. The daughter of Pharaoh. I did this to the Mormons earlier. They tried to quote a verse of me, and I was like, "Is that in the Bible?" It did. It was a very beautiful verse. It should be in the Bible.
It was in Megillah. I think it's Megillah 13. Let me ask Rabbi Grok, because Rabbi Grok knows the Talmud better than I do.
I hate that.
You're out here trying to out Pizza the Hut.
Rabbi Grok.
And it's not going to happen.
Rabbi Grok.
You don't like Grok?
That's the most ironic thing I've ever heard. Now, Jacob, where's the original of this film?
The original, she has. Karen has. Yeah, I just have the digital version, which I printed out a couple of. But I think Karen gave the original to a different charity, and it was whatchamacallit. It was because she rejected. She gave it to a different charity, which then auctioned it off. It was in Megillah 13a. The verse is 1 Chronicles 4:18.
Oh, so it is in the Bible. Whoa.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Your hut just got out pizza, dog.
Oh, no. Oh, it's because I got baptized Orthodox. All the scriptures leaving me.
There you go.
Even Craig is leaving you.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Craig left us? Why did Craig leave us?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's kind of rude.
It is kind of
rude. What about the widow of Zarephath? What's her deal?
Oh, he's back. I'll add him.
Who's the widow of Zarephath?
She's the one that Elijah asked to give him a morsel of bread in her hand.
What? I mean, give me a verse.
First Kings 17.
1 Kings 17. So I am going to show you how to look up the greatest compendium in all of Bible literature from Sepharia.
Oh, that was Grok.
So First Chronicles or Kings?
Kings.
First Kings. What?
You said Chronicles.
I think 17.
Oh, okay.
17.
Maybe it's It's first. It's first. Yeah.
First Kings 17. What?
Oh gosh, 10 maybe after the Ravens.
Wait.
After the Ravens.
Right there.
Okay. And he arose and went to Tzarephat. Oh, Tzarfata. Okay. He went to Tzarfat. Okay. France. That's a joke. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the widow woman was there gathering sticks, and he called to her and said, "Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink." And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, "Bring, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand."
Why does he say it that way? That's awkward phrasing in English anyway.
Pat lechem beyadech. Lichina. Okay, let's see what the commentaries say.
I have a lot of questions about this.
Abarbanel is usually pretty long. I love the Malbim. Lichi, why is this not? Okay. So he says, okay, והנה שם אישה, אין המשמעות שהיה דירתה בפתח העיר, רק נזדמנה כי והנה שם, בקיצור, עצים, ואשר הכיר הנביא כי זאת האישה שהוכיח השם לקראתו, רצה לדעת מה חסר לה. He wanted to know what she was missing. אם מים או לחם. If she needed water or bread. והתחיל במים, he started with water, כי בעבורם הניע השם ממקומו, because that's why God made him leave his place. וראה כי הלכה לביתה, and when he saw that she went to her house, לקחת להביא מעט הידע, כי לא חסר לה מים. Amar, and when he saw that she was going home to get it, obviously she had it, so he told her, no, get some bread. Ki im Hashem lo ya'asen nes im lo letzorech gadol, because God only does miracles for when there's a great need. V'chol od yahaya la mazon seuda achat, so she had enough food for one meal. Lo haya mitnoses shirbe hakemach v'shemen b'derech nesi'i. It wasn't necessary for him to increase the oil and grain and flour with a miracle. V'lachen hizmin et Eliyahu be'et shelo haya la rak seuda achat בעניין שאחר כך תימות ברעב. So God sent Elijah there when there was still, because God only does the minimum necessary miracle, while she still had some food before she would die of hunger. ובזה הייתה ראויה לנס כדי שלא תימות, and it was enough of a miracle that she would not die. וזה שאמר ויאכלנו hu vamatnu, and that's what it means when it says, and we would eat it and die. I don't know if that
I guess
helps.
what I'm asking is, no, I didn't know. I have several questions, and I don't know. It doesn't mean you'll have answers to them. But first is earlier in the passage, God says, "I've commanded a widow woman there to feed you." So, do you think and Jason or Craig, feel free to weigh in too, but has she been told already, or is the command coming in some other unconventional sense? Did she get told that God was going to send someone? Therefore, did she know that Elijah was a man of God when he asks? Did he know which widow it would be? Was asking her for water the test that made him then go ahead and ask for food as well? And why did he say that bread in your hand? Again, that's just kind of awkward wording. Any of those you could take a stab at.
I guess to me, what would make you presume that God told her beforehand?
Because she says to Elijah, "I've commanded a widow woman there to feed." So he says,
that's pretty explicit in verse 9. I have commanded a woman there. Yeah.
But should we understand Elijah asking her to as God's command, or should we think that he has already set her up for this situation?
Do you ever feel that, Mitch? Like when you get someone that asks you for something, you feel like God's already told you?
I don't know. Maybe I could.
I often get that. Sometimes when people are in need and they ask me, to help out
in advance.
Yeah, well, it's just like if I even pray about it, it almost feels like God just slaps me in the face. Like, why are you even asking me about this? Like, you already know the answer. Like, I've already commanded you or something. I don't know.
Well, to the extent he says to give to anyone who asks, he's already commanded you to.
Yeah,
so maybe the command is not some setup he does, and it's not the word of Elijah in that moment, but it's just Torah in general.
She's been enculturated.
Yeah, but also she's she's outside of Israel, so she may not be super familiar with the law or anything like that.
It could have been some divine booming voice from heaven, but I think if it's in practical, applicable sense, then I guess, I would wonder if it could be read that way. That just like, yeah, she knows she knows what God already desires.
She knows what to do.
Yeah. It's misleading.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's misleading. She's already been commanded to feed that person sleeping.
Oh, but
in the park.
she has a son, so that wouldn't have been her. So.
Guys, I gotta go. I love you all, and I enjoyed your company.
Thanks for stepping in, Craig. It was great.
Bye all.
Oh yeah, and she does have this son, but I haven't even gotten to that part yet because I'm so stuck up on this other part.
Okay, so I don't know who Sybil is, but we don't really allow stupidity on this channel. So if you continue to say such stupid things as Masoretic text was medieval production, I might just ban you. So don't say stupid things.
Well, stupid is relative, Jacob. Not literally, but
I don't allow people to spread lies and disinformation.
But Sybil's been our one viewer this whole time. It's dropped from like 4 to 1 viewer, and they've been here consistently.
It's like watching a fish tank.
Claire's popped in and out a few times.
If you had done what you could have done, which is put it on my Twitter, then a bunch of people would have come on.
Oh, well, I didn't know.
So next time, add Twitter.
Is everything Sybil's saying is dumb, or is there some good stuff in there?
It sounds like she's some sort of Black Hebrew Israelite type who believes in Septuagint primacy, and like Septuagint primacy is one of those things. Like Nate Heil wasn't doing it exactly, but was like playing in that thing, and I just got so angry. I really have zero patience with Septuagint primacy.
Gotcha. I don't even know what that is.
Because it was a really stupid thing Christians said for thousands of years, and then the Dead Sea Scrolls showed how stupid of a thing it was. But Christians still say it because getting Christians to admit they were wrong has been impossible for 2,000 years.
Cal speaks very well on this subject, I think.
About what? Well, I don't even know what you're getting at. What does a Christian say? That the Septuagint is just supreme?
Septuagint primacy is the idea that the Septuagint is a better version of the Hebrew Bible than the Masoretic text.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
I've heard people like reference
technically Septuagint, like incredibly stupid Septuagint primacy is the idea that like the Septuagint text came before the Masoretic text, and the Masoretic text, like what she said, right? The Masoretic text was a medieval production. Like that's just stupidity. Yeah, Septuagint came first. Like this is as dumb gets.
Septuagint primacy is just like a psyop, man. If my great grandmother doesn't know about it, then I don't have to worry about it. She just suffers and prays, dude.
That's good.
That's what I'm trying to do. Except the suffering part and the praying part, because I gotta go play my game and stuff.
What game? You playing a game?
Just my games, little games.
Yeah. These silly games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With your children and stuff. Yeah.
Children? You have children?
Oh, yeah. So
I only knew of the girl.
The son is due April 3rd here. So
Mazel Tov, B'sha'a Tova U'Mutzlachet.
Actually, Jacob, I remember talking on your stream, hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Right up to the point before Chloe was born, and good times. So yeah, here we are again, right up until the moment my son is born, and that's gonna be good.
Wow. So Sybil is apparently one of Claire's alter egos.
But what? She said she missed this Sybil person.
Yeah, so you have to understand, Claire works for an organization. There's like multiple people. who like
You've said this before.
I don't have to understand that.
Oh.
I don't have to understand that because my great grandmother doesn't understand it. I don't have to understand it.
if
Boy.
your
She's not
great
worried
grandmother
about
didn't
that.
understand it, then nobody needs
But
to.
didn't what Claire just said contradict what Sybil said, or was she?
No, she also said, "Oh, you're right." Okay, I thought Claire was agreeing with it. Yeah, like Septuagint is the Greek translation of Hebrew
So
scripture.
she's just contradicting herself to throw us off her trail because she's
Usually
Yeah,
what Claire does. Yes.
no wonder Mitch's grandmother doesn't understand it.
That is usually what Claire does. Yes.
Yeah. If I tried to explain it to her, she would just be like,
How does Chloe feel about having a little brother?
she's
she
excited,
understand it?
and it's yes, very much so. There's a lot of talk, about how she's gonna be jealous and morose, but we really try to just be like get her excited about it, that she's gonna be helping to teach him, to help him learn to talk and walk and do things, and she's very, very excited. And she prays for him every night. It's cute.
Oh, that is so cute. How old is Chloe?
She's 3 now, so she's 3 and 3 months, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, time flies, and she's very loquacious, and she's very, very, very smart. She's amazing.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
That's because you read her the Bible all the time. Wait, is she done?
Oh yeah, so she is done with the Old Testament. We finished Malachi, and we
So the
started
real
Matthew.
Bible.
Yeah. We started Matthew yesterday.
Wow.
So yeah, and I'm planning to, it's perfect timing because I'm going to start in Genesis with Hank, and then we'll go through that. He and I will go through that together. But I do think that had something to do with it, because with Chloe, I would set her up in her like little thing where she could be sitting up, and I would like look at her face and read it out loud to her. And you could tell she was like watching my mouth move and stuff. And I think that probably did help her start speaking a little faster, maybe, because she was in like, before she was 1, she was like through the Pentateuch, and she was on it. And I remember messaging you, Jason, when we got to Ecclesiastes. I'm like, it's about to blow her little mind. Yeah, it's been fun. And now she's, asking questions more and listening. And so it's cool. We're going to keep going with her, and then also start over with Hank. Good timing.
That's great. What Rebecca's dad, he said they did this with their firstborn whenever their second child is coming along. Because there's a girl as well. The second born was a boy. And they said that instead of having a party for the newborn, for the son, they had sort of like a graduation party for their daughter, because she was graduating to
cool.
be like an older sibling rather than just a single one.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. He was like, looking back, he was like, who knows if it was too much pressure on her to like give her, the kind of that role of being a helper to him, or if it was actually helped better. But he said
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, he said that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too. But he said that they instructed people that were coming over to see their baby to not ask them to see the child, to ask her, like, can we see your little brother? And then she would go and show them. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool.
Steal it.
I would definitely incorporate that. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm excited. And it's going to be different having a son too. I think that's kind of a different ball game of an approach to parenting, because he's got to be a man, he's got it's a whole different niche in the world. I don't know. We'll see.
Did I send you that clip of Lester Summerall talking about Joseph?
Who?
Lester Summerall, the preacher.
I don't think so.
Since you're having a boy, I'll send it to you now.
Please do. Thank you. Yeah.
It's pretty offensive, but you might find it funny.
It sounds familiar. You may have, but send it again, please.
I love it. I think it's great because the guy's just so like, I don't know how to describe him. Just like, he just is like a hard man, and he just says exactly what he's thinking, comes straight out of his mouth. And oftentimes, especially if he was around today, if he said the same stuff, he would probably get canceled so fast. But it's just like, He's just so much fun to listen to.
Don't worry, I
Man.
just put her in a timeout to put her in her place so she understands.
How long? How long?
I don't know. StreamYard does whatever the timeout they do.
Mitch, your reaction. You've had to
I'm
put
gonna
people
have
in
to-
timeouts before, right?
How am I gonna find tip? Me? I've never done it.
You've never.
It would be a pretty high threshold for me.
Have you put your daughter?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I thought, but when she's in timeout, you could still interact with her. She doesn't get banished to.
Oh, the people who get timed out and stick around, they're the ones that I'll actually bother with.
Their comments were removed, so everything she said is gone.
Yeah, all the stupidity is gone.
Even if I watch this back, I can't see her comments. They'll still be there.
No,
but even as they're coming up, even as Jason putting them on the screen,
they're gone.
You better write down Claire's comments before Jacob puts her in timeout.
They're
It's
all
not going to make any
gone.
sense because we interacted with a lot of her comments. We're just going to be talking about nothing. We're going to be talking about nothing. But yeah.
But generally, what you are going to find is, is that there's a lot of things which are completely instinctual to little boys and little girls, which are very, very different from each other. And this idea of a blank slate is just so plain wrong. The idea that if you treat your daughters and sons similarly, they're going to act similarly. Yeah, that's just not true.
Well, I'm sure it has some truth to it, but I think the blank slate would probably be a bridge too far. It's gonna be.
The fact is that in socializing kids, we make boys, and the types of things we do, the gender specific things we do with boys and girls makes them more able to act similarly than if you treat little boys and little girls the exact same way. You're actually going to have more divergent little boys and girls.
Well, divergent. I mean, I don't have a super big interest in them acting similarly necessarily, but
yeah, you do. You want them to be able to get along.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely want them to get along and to look out for each other, and I guess
and to be civilized human beings.
Oh, for sure.
Do you still read your daughter that book? That I would read her? I don't remember what book was it. I would read every time I go over there. Remember, she was terrified of me, and I would show up at your house, and she would just scream at the front door and run away. And then I would read her this book, and then I was like her best friend.
Yeah, when she got down on the floor with her and read to her, she really liked you, and she talked about you guys for a long time after that, and that was sweet. But she's been a little socially random sometimes, and I'm the same way. Where sometimes I'll go into a social scenario and be pretty reserved. Other times, very extroverted out there. So maybe she's a little like me in that way. Whatever book it was, I'm sure we still have it. She loves to read.
That's great.
She can't read. She's 3. But her mom has taken her through K. So they'll do L tomorrow, I think. She's kind of doing a letter a week.
Oh.
The alphabet.
I was like, what am I talking about? I was like, what did K stand for?
When my nephew was 2, he would sit there with a book he had memorized, and he would read it, and he would be on the right page because of the pictures and stuff. But he had memorized that book.
Yeah. Well, they say that's a way that kids do kind of learn to read is through connecting pictures with words. It's a very mysterious process, in my opinion. But really, they're just doing the phonics thing right now, where she's memorized all the letters, of course, and now she's memorizing the sounds associated with them. And,
does she have word books?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kids love word books. I have to finish my stupid. I spent $600 and got it illustrated, but I haven't put
Oh
it together.
yeah,
My stupid book. Yeah,
Don't give up. Don't give up on your stupid book.
You got to do it. Do it.
do it.
Yeah. Don't give up. Just gotta get
Yeah.
it done, man.
It took me 20 years to finish putting the details on this story. I've been telling it to little kids for the past 20 years, and they love it.
What do you have left to do to get it done?
I just have to sit there and actually like. So I
Like
when I
InDesign?
was young, I was very proficient with desktop publishing software, but like all the software is completely changed.
Uh-huh.
So like I'm not proficient, and I have to just put together like I got the pictures and I have the words. I just have to put it together in a book and put it on Amazon.
Oh, you can
and
do
then-
that, man.
Yeah, Amazon
You can
KDP.
do that.
Should you use is it Adobe InDesign? Is that what?
Well, I was gonna use GIMP.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
was
what
gonna
that
use
is.
GIMP. It's free.
Okay.
Does
But I
Canva
guess
have
I
a
could use
format
GIMP.
like that?
What?
GIMP's pretty easily user
I
friendly.
think you can even do it. I mean, I think when I did mine, when I did that little art book thing I had, I don't remember what I used, but I think when you go into it, I think you need like a PDF or something to upload to Amazon KDP.
Yeah.
What does PDF
so
stand for?
eventually, yeah, I have to turn it into a
Public display of affection.
PDF.
That's a great answer somehow.
I didn't hear what you said.
He said,
I was
"That's
asking what PDF stand for.
and I said public display of affection because I have no idea.
Oh, a
Affection.
PDF. Yeah, I don't know. I did one. I remember I did. So that the other book I had written that was not
See,
like
Sybil's
pictures
back.
was he's back. Did all the comments? No, the
Welcome.
comments didn't. But
No, just her new comments.
but I used Word for another
And
one.
and I'm not even blocking the new stupid stuff she's saying.
Okay, is that stupid stuff?
Yeah, I mean, she
No.
obviously doesn't understand what she's saying.
Is it a she? Do we know that?
Well, Sybil
Is that a girl's name? I don't know.
Sybil is a girl's name.
What?
Well, guys, I'm about to hop off, I think, but I'm glad we get to do this, Jason. Thanks for setting it up, and I'm glad Jacob ended up on here. At the
Yeah,
same
me too.
time with me.
Yeah, I'll probably go as well. I gotta get more work done.
Yeah, I should go too. It was nice talking to all of you.
It was too.
Yeah,
This
it's
is a
great.
nice reunion. Let's do it again.
Jason, have you heard my AI songs? What do you think of me using AI to make music?
It's fine.
You're
haven't
not
heard-
morally opposed to it?
No, I haven't heard your songs. I don't mind when people do it. Rebecca's brother was doing that, and he was actually generating some really, really good stuff. I'm not
I was
opposed to it.
surprised how easily I was able to make
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
I actually think is
Yeah.
really good.
When it disappoints me is I think hopefully he'll never see this, but like Abram that I play music with, he started sending me a few AI generated songs that I guess he wrote lyrics for, then got it to do it, and I'm just kind of like, I'd rather, I guess just because I know him and I know he plays music, and I'm like, I just want to hear him do it. Like I don't want him to have like get a girl's voice that's not him to do it. I don't mind when other people do it at all. It's just like if there's an actual artist that knows how to play, like I think I'd rather hear them, even if it's just raw and not even very good. I like really raw sounding stuff. But yeah, I'm not opposed
AI
to people.
Again.
things as raw as you want.
Go on
Yeah, that's
Spotify, type J, hit the space bar, type SCHWEIZ,
Okay.
and you will be amazed at what happens to you. Amazed.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that because I know how much you hate the name that I used.
Hate is a strong word. I just,
My wife suggested that it would be more palatable because saying
If I
Jason
were-
Schweitzer
Okay.
is kind of harder to say. So if you
It's
just
the
had
first
Mitch
time I
Wise,
know of that Rebecca has been wrong. The first time that I know of. Okay.
well,
But in this case, yeah, Jason Schweitzer. Oh, great! Now me and Rebecca have to duke it out to manage your artist account.
yeah,
Oh, great!
but
This is
yeah,
our first fight.
yeah. I thought about switching it back because I was like, you know what? Because there's something where I don't want to hide behind, like, I think especially with my music, I'm just like, I just want it to be what it is, and I don't really want to like hide behind a fake name or a band name or whatever. So I was like, I should just switch it back to my normal one. But then I was looking into it, and it's such a freaking hassle, and it's like I have to. Sounds like a gamble too because they're already
You do the
uploaded
crime,
to
you do the
Spotify.
time.
Yeah, yeah, it's like they're already uploaded onto Spotify, and so they already have like some sort of record of them. And so even if I delete them and re-upload them under my
No,
other
there's
artist
artists
page,
that I've don't. You don't have to delete them to change the name. I don't think
no,
because I've seen artists that do this before.
that's what I had
go
to do
through-
last time, or that's what DistroKid
No.
made me do. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
that's what
there's
they
gotta
that's
be
what they
a
told
way.
me to do. That's why.
I've
That's why there's
battled
still a-
with Discord on behalf of Samuel Kalunga multiple times,
I've had to
and
battle
you just
with
have to
Discord.
talk. You gotta get somebody, actual person on the line.
You just
Because
gotta.
once you get a person,
No,
they
I
can
do
help
that. No, I do that too. You just get, but
There's-
like I've had to have so many conversations with them. Like I finally, so there's two. Like I think there's still a Jason Schweitzer artist page because they never got rid of it because they said they would change it, but then I think it was just easier for them to give me a new one, so they just did a new. So I still have both artist pages.
It's a
but-
Jason Schweitzer profile, but it doesn't
Oh.
have.
Well, I still have an account for that one. I don't know, but then I've had to battle not battle, but talk to him like I don't know how many times, probably like 20, maybe 30 times about lyrics because I do like my stuff and the Bearhound stuff, and I've tried to get them to post lyrics so many times. And
But
I'll
if
read-
it's
and I'll-
Jay Schweitzer, how do people know it's not Jesus Schweitzer?
It's supposed to be Jason Schweitzer.
good,
That's the
good
correct.
point.
The correct answer is Jason Schweitzer. And by the way, like, I don't understand why Cursed by Curse is not up here, for example.
I still got to work on it, man. I have it.
I'm
it's
gonna
still,
cuss,
I just,
dude.
I got it. You said to put more
But you-
into it. Put everything
you
into
betrayed
it. I was
me
told
by
put everything
deleting-
into it.
No, you
You-
betrayed
you-
me by deleting Night Pilgrims.
You still have all that.
I still
have that
have it,
whole
but
old
I don't.
album.
It's not on Spotify
No, it's
for
not
the
on
world
Spotify.
to see.
I could.
I'd
be
already
upset
done
with
like a lot of footwork on that album,
it. Had you?
putting it across the internet.
Had you really?
Which yes, but it wasn't getting much traction yet. But it's a process, you know. And
I-
now those are all
I
dead
am-
links.
I am going to subject you guys to my song.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Actually,
So the lyrics are from a poem that's 1,000 years old,
okay.
and it's about an eagle that is flying, and it's having the time of its life, and it gets hit with an arrow, and as it's falling to the ground, it notices that there are feathers fletching the arrow, and it says, "How can we? Who can I complain of? It is of me that is upon me." So that's the refrain.
Ooh, wow,
That's
that's
pretty.
good. Do you want?
وزیز سر سنگ عقابی به هوا خواست آن در طلب تو مهپر و بال بیاراست بر راستی بال نظر کرد و چنین گفت امروز همه روی جهان زیر پر ماست بر بال عقاب آمد آن تیر جگر توست عذب مرو را به سوی خاک فرو کاست چون نیک نگاه کرد و پر خیش برو دید گفت تازه که نالیم که از ماست که بر ماست از ماست که بر ماست از ماست که بر ماست.
Should make an artist page. DistroKid. That's
Just
what I use.
upload it on Jay Schwartz.
Yeah.
DistroKid is not bad.
No, it's not bad. As much as
honestly.
I've complained about it, I do have problems with getting lyrics on there. I had to go through a different thing now. What was it? I can't remember the other company now.
Yeah, well,
But-
dude, So Long Susan. Oh my goodness. That's right, dude. If I had thought about it, we still have to do a So Long Susan stream.
You talk about
I'm
it.
very serious about this. Yes, I
Okay.
want to have like an in-depth almond tree conversation on the subject.
Do you have a lot to say?
anyways, yeah, I don't have a lot to say and a lot to ask. So, anyways, I'll
But
see you guys
by the
in a
way,
bit.
you can unmute yourself.
What?
doing that, I could have
Oh,
done my rap break.
You could have unmute the thing like StreamYard lets people unmute themselves, but it won't let me like if you mute yourself, then Jason and I wouldn't be able to unmute you. We can mute you, but you can unmute yourself, but we can't unmute you if
So,
you mute yourself.
do you want to try it again? We can play it again. You can.
I'm immutable.
You got to go to bed.
No, you know, the
like,
moment
it's
is
right
passed.
for a rap. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see you guys. Thanks for everything.
All right. Good night. Good night.
Jason, I have to show you this one clip.
Okay.
I'm not sure who Fatarecci is. I can't tell.
I got permission to use that. Do you know who James White is?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, he's a Baptist preacher.
Oh my god, how is he like pretty famous or something? What is
Yeah.
that? What was that from? Wow.
Yeah, that's from his stream.
How did you get
How did I get him to say Fatarecci? I made a comment and he read my comment.
That's
But before he read it, he said, "I'm not sure who Fatarecci is," which it kind of implies to me he might be a little aware that I exist,
yeah.
which is already shocking.
Yeah.
So I asked if I can use that clip, and they said yes.
That's
So yeah,
great. Cool.
I'm so proud of myself.
Nice. Yeah, I like the clip. Use it. Use
It was so weird hearing you say, "My wife."
Yeah, is it? It's nice to say. I like saying it. I was ready to say it for a long time. It was weird. To be honest, like it was easier to move into saying that more than saying my girlfriend. You know, I don't know. Maybe even more than saying I feel like my fiance was easier to say more than my girlfriend too. Like they kind of all got.
I mean, you had an official wedding.
Yeah, I know.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was the best day of my life. It was surreal too. It went by so fast. The whole thing kind of felt like a blur because I mean I know that's what everybody says, but there's just so many people there, and it does kind of. There are little parts of it that are like you look back and you're like, man, that it kind of like I don't feel like I got to talk to my family at all, hardly, that entire time. Because you're just so like there's so many people and you're talking to everybody. And then before I knew it, my sister was like, "Well, I gotta go to the airport," and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll see you next time." I don't know. It was good though.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, girlfriend does sound like a 13-year-old, you know. But what do you?
Don't ever do it again.
Well, say girlfriend.
No, get married.
Oh no, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were there. That was great.
Yeah.
Alright.
So Sybil knows how to cut me to the core.
Oh, that was mean. Ban her again. Or him. Let's see. How do I do this?
Are you really gonna? Oh damn!
Yeah, I did it. That was mean.
Did you time her out or did you ban her?
Oh, whoops. Was that,
Oh, you actually banned her?
was that a permanent thing?
If you ban her, it is.
Oh well, she shouldn't be mean to my friends. Whoops.
Wow, I wasn't even gonna ban her.
I
But
don't know what I'm doing.
okay.
Well, what does it matter? Mitch's grandmother doesn't know Sybil, so good
Yeah.
riddance.
Yeah, good riddance.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oh well.
Oh, well.
That was a mean comment, so I'm not sorry. All right. Well, I guess. Do you want to end this? Or do you want me to? Are you gonna keep?
You
going?
end it.
All right.
It's-
I'll end
it's
it.
your
I never.
stream.
All right. Good night. Good night, world. Good night, Jacob.